Welcome to Money Chat Now. I am your host, Larry Steinhouse, and today is Friday. Ooh, good Friday. It's an awesome Friday. I love it. Friday, September 24th, 2021. And look, just remember, if you like this show, I know we have a lot of loyal watchers. Please watch it. Please share. Share it to let everybody see it. Come on now, hit the like button. Let me know you're enjoying the show. Of course, leave some comments, get involved, and don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel and like the Money Chat Now page on Facebook. Money Chat Now is brought to you by Investor Schooling, and you can attend a complimentary class this Thursday by going to investorschooling.com. You'll also be able to learn about real estate investing, stock options investing, and everything that we do and talk about on this show. All right, on today's show, we're going to be discussing the market update. We're going to be talking about China and crypto. We're going to be discussing whether Robinhood was insolvent at one point. We're going to be talking about the Evergrand, the infrastructure vote coming up. And of course, we'll be talking about some great picks for next week and the wrap up. All right, so actually, today was interesting because the Dow started with a pop. Well, it wasn't much of a pop. It just went up a little bit. And then it kind of fizzled out, and then it ended up actually closing up 33 points. I said it was going to drop between 100 and 150 points, and it didn't. It dropped about 120 points, but then it came back, so that's actually pretty good that it came back. And the S&P actually finished, once again, it finished up again 6.5 points, which again is pretty good. And the NASDAQ actually dropped only 5 points, so it's no big deal. You got to remember, this is a great week, especially with the way it started on Monday. If you remember, at one point on Monday, the Dow was down 950 points. That's pretty intense. And for a market to come back and actually finish above Monday, or actually finish high for the week, is actually great if it dropped down for 950 points. Hey, you got to tell you, this market is insane, and as it continues to be insane, you need to learn how to take advantage of it, and that's something that we're going to talk about in this video, and also at Investor Schooling if you ever want to stop by and learn. So let's talk a little bit about China and cryptocurrencies. So the price of Bitcoin fell nearly 6% to around $42,000. That's not that good if you were in crypto. Ethereum, actually the second largest digital currency, dropped 8% to about 28 or 2,900. And I have to tell you, these declines come after the People's Bank of China said all crypto-related activities are illegal. So they literally said that all crypto-related activities are illegal. Wow, they say you cannot do this. Services offering trading, order matching, or derivatives for virtual currencies are now strictly prohibited. Yike. It also says that overseas exchanges are also going to be illegal, so you can't hold crypto anywhere if you are in China. Beijing has been cracking down sharply on crypto this year, and the Chinese government actually moved to stamp out all digital currency mining. So let me tell you a little bit in case you don't know what mining is. Mining is the process where multiple computers work in tandem to reconcile transactions. This is called the blockchain, and this technology is going to be a great asset to all transactions in the future. Big fan of blockchain technology, and you should be too, because it really will change the future. The reconciliation uses a computer with special software and high-power capabilities to solve complex mathematical equations. This check and balance system proves the transactions and confirms the rightful owner of anything of value. The owner of the computer that confirms the transactions get paid a very small portion of the transaction as a fee for hosting the transaction, and that is what's called mining. China has banned mining in the country. In fact, a couple of months ago, they actually smashed computers with bulldozers of several mining operations. Imagine you own a mining operation and all of a sudden the government knocks on your door and goes, that bulldozer over there is about to crash all your computers. Excuse me. Their continued crackdown of mining and the use of cryptocurrencies has caused crypto values like Bitcoin to drop before. By the way, I think at this point it's actually a buying opportunity, and setting up some positions in good, well-known crypto might be a play. I happen to like Bitcoin, but it's a bit pricey. My favorite is still Ethereum, and for fun, of course, Dogecoin. Now, here's something interesting that I did today. I saw something that fascinated me. This was the new Shiba, I guess it is, INU coin, and its current value, ready for this? Its current value is 7/1 millionth of a percent. That's right, 7/1 millionth of a percent. So I calculated if you buy this and it goes to 1 cent, you will make $1 million for every $7 you invest. It's pure insanity and fantasy, so of course I bought $1,000 worth just for fun. And if my math is correct, if it goes to 1 cent, that would bring me to $1 million, $354,168. I'll let you know how that works out. Meanwhile, people in China won't be allowed to do this. Oh, don't you feel bad for the people in China? It's so sad. They're not going to be allowed to make their $1 million off $1,000. By the way, if they make $1 million off $1,000, the first person to contact me when I do, I'm going to send you $10. All right, let's talk a little bit about Robinhood's insolvency. I'm sure many of you remember the GameStop and AMC stock madness in January. During this time, meme stock players, as they are called, gathered together to cause a major short squeeze in the stocks. First, let me talk a little bit about an explanation of short squeeze and basically how it happens. So traders are able to sell a stock they don't own by borrowing the stock from someone who does own it. Essentially, they sold something they didn't have, and now they have to replace it because they were short the inventory to actually sell it. The mechanics of this are important, but you must understand that the seller of the borrowed position is paying interest on the amount borrowed and eventually must replace the short position by buying it back from someone who has it. Now, here's the problem. If the stock continues to go higher, the price to cover the short position continues to rise. There's a point where the holder of the short position no longer has the reserves to continue to hold the short position, and the brokerage will buy back the position with the client's money to cover the short, and the client loses a large sum of money. That's what can happen. It's basically a margin call is basically how that happens. And in this case, a short squeeze is when the price gets so high that the client has to buy it back at any price to avoid a default situation, or the brokerage, again, will be forced to buy it. In January, a bunch of Reddit social media groups forced these stocks higher, to squeeze the big guys into buying these positions back. Robinhood app was the preferred software and used for the meme players, and they had a problem. And their problem was basically a liquidity problem. So there was basically too many transactions, and they were happening way too fast. And the brokerage, just so you know, brokerage has to deposit money to a clearinghouse based on the volume of trades. So they restricted buying of certain securities because the firm was unable to meet the deposit requirements. These requirements increase when the volatility of a stock goes up in case of large losses by options trades. Because of this, the directors of Robinhood decided to shut down or limit trades with these highly volatile stocks. That, of course, led to investors not being able to sell or buy positions and led to losses of the holders of the meme stocks. So what does every red-blooded American do when they lose money? What do you think? They sue someone. So Robinhood is in a large class action suit over this, and some of their internal emails show their panic. So they did discovery, and they showed some of the internal emails, and one of them reads like this: "This clearing thing seems pretty scary to me. I would say this is our biggest fire right now," Robinhood's director of engineering allegedly said in a Slack message, adding that the company could see margin calls of hundreds of millions of dollars. In the worst case scenario, we max out their credit lines and we liquidate our positions. Look, here's my take on this. They were correct to panic, but I also believe their decision probably held the company together. In fact, if they didn't hold the company together, they wouldn't have gone public, and you and I won't be able to make money on it, because this is what I think it means basically to Robinhood stock. It is an absolute buy. This information and lawsuit has been in the news for quite a while now, and when it settles, and it will, by the way, Robinhood is going to rock. So as soon as it settles, Robinhood stock is going to rock. I think it's an awesome play, and I think if you're not playing it, you're making a mistake. All right, let's take a quick break. We'll talk to you a little bit about what's going on next when we come back after this commercial.
Okay, so you've thought about investing in real estate, houses, apartment buildings, properties, but don't really know where to start? Well, what if you could very easily learn how to gain strategies to use other people's money to buy and sell houses in the Philadelphia area? If you could learn and network with successful area real estate investors and how to produce monthly income on rental properties without headaches, that place is Investor Schooling. With Investor Schooling, you'll learn from two Philadelphia area rockstar real estate investors, Phil Felton Mel Cohn and Larry Steinhouse about how to buy and sell properties the easy way and teach you basic and advanced techniques to help you make money in real estate. You can attend investor schooling in person or online visual classes 8 times a month. You can and will learn how to make money in real estate. Call for free information and get a complimentary pass to one of these classes. But don't delay, as these complimentary passes are limited. Call the number on your screen now or visit investorschooling.com. Investorschooling.com.
Welcome back to Money Chat Now. I am your host, Larry Steinhouse. And so far, we've been talking about the market up and down today and how it actually finished positive this week, which was a surprise, especially after Monday's drop of almost 950 points at one point. We've also been talking about China and the crypto market and how I'm about to make $1 million off of Shiba, or whatever the heck it is. I don't even know. Go back and watch it. I forgot what it's called already. We also talked about Robinhood's prior fear of insolvency and how I believe they made the right decision to restrict those trades. All right, let's go back and talk about something that's been in the news all week. Let's talk about Evergrand again. And again, as you know, Evergrand is one of the biggest holders of real estate in the world. They borrowed very large sums of money, and they needed to make an $83 million interest payment to the bondholders yesterday. Now, if they missed this payment, it could cause serious weakness in the stock market. Many have compared the Lehman Brothers bankruptcy, which is the trigger to compared this to Lehman Brothers bankruptcy, which was the trigger to the 2008 financial disaster. Well, guess what? They promised they had solved this problem on Wednesday and that they would make the payment on Thursday, but it's actually been reported that they have not made this payment. Now, this is important news. And I'm actually surprised it was buried pretty far in some of the news outlets today. If you remember, Monday the market reacted violently to this problem, and the market today was kind of flat. And we wait to see if the payment will be made over the weekend. It's possible it will. It's possible it's not. But my thought is to watch the market on Monday, and I'd bet I would lean towards the market having another violent day on Monday or Tuesday if they don't make this payment. Evergrand stock also dropped back from its gains from yesterday. So if you remember, we talked a little bit about Evergrand had popped yesterday, and now it's actually pulling back. Now, by the way, stay away from this stock. This is not a good stock, but it's a good indication of what's happening inside Evergrand, and that's a good indication of what's going to happen in, number one, the Chinese economy, and if that follows through to everyone else. So I've also said, if you remember before, I've also said to stay away from Chinese stocks as China moves to total communism. And that's going to be a problem. I'd also watch the market as Evergreen continues. Stay away from all China stocks. Just stay away from anything and everything that has to do with China right now. And unless, of course, they make a cool jacket like this, then you have to buy it. But unfortunately, that the $3 an hour worker is not going to make any profit on it. But at the same time, it makes me look cool. All right, let's talk a little bit about the infrastructure vote. And Nancy Pelosi promised to vote on Biden's spending plans next week despite Democrat rifts. Now, this is really weird, okay? So the Wall Street Journal reported today that top House Democrats said they would charge ahead with a plan to bring up both the $1 trillion infrastructure bill and a broader $3.5 trillion package for vote next week, even as deep disagreements in the party threaten to scuttle the two bills. So there are Democrats there who actually believe that this bill might not be a good idea. Maybe they've actually decided that they have some children and grandchildren that they don't want to leave with trillions and billions and gazillions of debt. But I don't know what the answer is. However, there are some thoughts that they don't want to pass it. Okay, the first part of this vote is the roughly $1 trillion infrastructure bill, which passed the Senate with 19 Republican votes. It now is going to go to the House, and of course, Biden's going to take out his crayon and he'll sign it. That's no problem. But they got to get it past the House in order to have it passed. This basically will fund building roads, It will also fund building roads, bridges, and rails across the country. Part of this bill is also a social policy bill which aims to offer universal pre-kindergarten, fund childcare, expand Medicare to cover dental, hearing, and vision care, and create a program to shift utilities away from fossil fuels, among other provisions. I think it was Monday that I talked about the fact that Medicare will be trying to cover dental, hearing, and vision. If not, go back and watch it. You may find that very interesting. Democrats are using a legislative procedure called reconciliation to pursue the $3.5 trillion bill and skirt the 60-vote threshold necessary for most legislation in the Senate. So they're actually saying, hey, we're going to come up with another way to cheat because we've learned every single other way to cheat. Let's come up with a way to cheat with this. Even if we're cheating our own people, the Democrats, or when I say that, they're cheating their own people, the Democrats don't want to vote for it, she's going to come up with a way to vote for it or make it pass anyway, because we all know what's going on with that. In fact, I'm curious to see what's going to happen with the vote audit today. By the way, up until this point, I believe this bill would be passed. Not that I don't agree with the money will be wasted, that's for sure. By the way, what government money hasn't been wasted, so that's fine. But this bill may be a temporary boost in the stock market that could be good for you and I if we know how to play it. My suggestion is get into heavy equipment stocks, material stocks, and contractor people stocks. I actually think Pelosi might be pushing this vote because she wins either way. If she gets this passed, she looks like she made the president. She looks like she makes the president look like a hero. If she doesn't, she gets to blame some of her Democrat flunkies as the reason why. I gotta tell you, politics are just so political. All right, let's take a quick break and we'll come back and we'll do the wrap up.
Hey, if you were listening to Investor Schooling Live today, I'm Phil Falcone, and I made the decision today on air that I'm going to be giving away this car. You want to take a look at it? Let's do it. How would you like to pop your top without ever getting out of the car? Huh? It's pretty cool. You can do it at a red light. You can do it when you see it rainy. You can actually even do it when you're driving, as long as you don't go maybe faster than 10 miles an hour. So I am giving away this car. Why? Is it because I'm crazy? Is it because I'm rich? Is it because of both? Take your pick. I don't care. Let me tell you about the car. We're going to have a contest. We're looking for real estate investors to go to our website and give us a real estate tip. And you can have people that you know vote on the site about which real estate tip is the most quality, most valuable to them. So let's just say that our contest is going to be looking for quality real estate tips and for votes. So you need to get your friends, your family, people who care about you, and real estate investors who are willing to go on the site and vote for it. And I will give you this car.
Welcome back to Money Chat Now. I am your host, Larry Steinhouse, and we are wrapping up this wonderful week in the stock market. I had a really good week. I don't know about you guys, but I had a really good week. It was great. All right, so far we've been discussing how the market was great, actually, right? We've been talking about China and crypto and how China is banning all crypto. We talked about the fact that Robinhood might have gotten a little bit scared. I believe they took the right move when they slowed down some of the trades. We talked about the fact that Evergrand did not make their payment. Now, this is going to be scary. I also think next week is just going to be one of those weeks. We're going to have to watch this. We also talked about Pelosi and the infrastructure bill. And I want to talk a little bit about what I think the plays are for this week. So as we discussed, crypto was down today, but I don't see it a problem here. This has been in news for so long. I just think it's a buy signal. I'd like to see Bitcoin below 39,000 and Ethereum below 2,600, and then I might even be a buyer. By the way, it looks like AAL and CCL have both broken out this week, and they should probably head higher. Now, I will tell you I sold mine today, and I took a nice profit on it. I'd also like to see Uber drop back to 42, and then I'd even say I'm in once again. Hey, listen, please, 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 if you like the show, if you're watching this show, if you're enjoying this show, please like and share. And if you were watching this show for the last 2 weeks, you would have made some great profits. Go back, watch the show from Monday, and you'll see some of the suggestions I made Monday all came through. All right, hit that like button. Let me know you enjoyed the show. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Don't forget to like the Money Chat Now page on Facebook. And once again, from time to time, I own some of the assets and options discussed in this show. The opinions discussed in this show is solely mine, and no one has asked me to discuss them. Thank you for watching Money Chat Now. We look forward to your continued support. We will see you Monday at 4:03.